What's up everyone? Lance Hedrick here, and today we're going to do something that many have requested, and that is how to pour into a Gibraltar, or how to pour a Cortado. So let's get cracking. Being about 4.25 ounces, 150 mils, whatever it might be, depending on your glass, these are relatively small. And when you're pouring espresso and then you're pouring milk into it, makes it somewhat difficult to pour a nice design. And a lot of people tend to find issues, even if they can pour in bigger cups, being able to replicate similar designs in a smaller cup, which makes sense when you break it down. If you've seen that Ultimate Guide to Latte that I've done, then you know concretization reigns supreme. When you have such little space, it's really hard to raise that viscosity enough in order to ensure you have a canvas on which we can paint. So, rule number one when pouring Cortados is ensuring that you evenly displace the foam immediately. That means looking something like this. So that's what I'm talking about. You want to blast your espresso with milk, and that's going to allow a lot of foam to come out quickly. Because if you remember, when you pour slowly, foam stays in the pitcher. When you pour quickly, you can get more out. So a quick pour allows for as much foam as we can get out to come out. Then we have a nice canvas. If you don't do that, it's going to look like this. So as you saw there, when I was pouring, I poured the base slowly, so once I started my pour, the bottom blew out some because there wasn't enough concretization, there wasn't enough viscosity, there wasn't enough foam in the cup to hold the design. Now that is the first rule and the number one rule, the most important rule of pouring these small beverages. The second thing is more something to take into consideration, and that is the amount of espresso you're using. Depending where you're at in the world, depending on your coffee shop, you may be doing something like a Piccolo, where you have like a single shot of espresso. You may be doing something like a Cortado. Depending on where you're at, this has many different meanings. A lot of shops in America do a full out double shot, but the meaning of a double shot varies as far as how much volume there is. So you could have anywhere from, this much, like a single shot might be, 20, 30 grams or about an ounce, depending on your measurement system, to up to about 2 ounces, or could be like 60 grams, something like that. So depending on the amount of espresso in your cup, that is going to dictate how you're pouring. Obviously, the more espresso, the less space you have to work with. So on those, you have to be a little bit more gentle in that initial drop because you already have so much thin liquid in there. So in that, you want to make sure you have the right amount of milk in your pitcher. All right, so that means either steaming the right amount of milk or a steaming amount of milk and getting rid of some of it, right? Because you want to have the perfect amount of milk. If you have too much milk, the foam is going to displace really oddly. It's fine with less espresso, but the more espresso you have in the cup, the less room you have to work with, the more perfect the milk needs to be as far as the foam to milk ratio. So that is one of the things you really need to take into consideration, is how much espresso you're working with. If just a little bit of espresso, you have a lot more room to fill. You don't have to blast as much with that initial pour, but you still want to be a little heavy so that you have enough foam to hold your design. The more espresso, the more critical that initial pour is for concretization because of how much espresso there is. In fact, I would probably recommend steaming a bit thicker whenever you're pouring with heavy shots of espresso, okay? Like bigger shots of espresso. This is going to help you keep your design in place. And then the last rule is really, really, really work on your cup rotation. Now, when you have such a small amount of space, you have to continually rotate the cup. Now, with a bigger cup, you can get away with a single rotation the whole time. And when I say rotate, I mean this, right? I know a lot of people, would prefer the term tilt or something, but I'm giving homage to the person I learned it from, which has been Morrow. He did a video a long time ago talking about cup rotation. So we're gonna call it rotating because we are technically rotating on a single axis, right? So when we're rotating that cup, you want to overdo it to really, because we don't have much room to work with, I can't stop saying that. Because we don't have much room to work with, you have to overly absorb each pour and then reset overly absorb and reset. This is going to help you fit more shapes in there. If you're relying strictly on flow to push the design into the cup, what's going to happen is you're going to fill up really quickly. Heavy flow in small Gibraltars for designs doesn't work super well if you're trying to do something complex. So you do have to be a little bit more stringent, or a little more strict when you're pouring your design. So you want to rotate, pull back, as I show right here. All right, so that is pouring in a Gibraltar. This is probably the shortest video that I've ever made. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know that you like these shorter videos because I prefer doing longer, but I want to do what helps you all for sure. And also, let me know if this helps you with your cortado pouring. I'm very interested. The most important thing to me is that I'm getting this knowledge and making it accessible to everyone. I've had years of pouring these and teaching people how to do it, and I just want to ensure that you all are finding benefits in these videos. Thanks so much for watching. Please, again, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with friends, share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook, wherever. It all helps me so much. Also, I have a Patreon linked below in the caption. It would mean a ton if you would go and support that. Now we'll end the video with one more pour, just for fun. Yeah, until next time, enjoy pouring on bar or at home, wherever you're at. Just remember, I'm in your head going, faster, 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 slower, slower, slower. I'm always there. I'm always there. This is my Oscar moment. I'm always there for you. Even if you don't feel me. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and cheers.